Hello you guys, and welcome back to our Radio Alchemy. In today's video we are going to answer a question of one of my subscribers that asked to talk about everyone is your push out. Is that actually really true? We're going to figure everything out about this because it's easier than what people make it to be, in my opinion. But before I get started, I just want to let you know, guys, that I only have 2 spots available left on the psychic school. If you guys don't know what the psychic school is a school that I have opened not only to talk about manifestation, imagination, and creating your reality, but actually to train people at whatever level they are at to open their third eye and awakening their psychic abilities. We're going to talk about channeling, mediumship, all divination tools, palmistry, crystals, and so much more. We're going to spend 2 months together, plus you're going to have access to all my e-courses. And even at the end of the 2 months of the school, you're going to have a private reading with me of 20 minutes, and you're also going to have access to an exclusive group that we have all together. I only have 2 spots left because I take only a limited amount of students. So if you want to be part of the psychic school, claim your spot today. The link is down below on my Etsy shop. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started and talk about everyone is your push out, okay? I heard so many things that I don't think they're necessarily untrue. I think that for the majority of people, you frame things in a very simple way, saying people don't have free will. That's it. You just can manifest your SP. You can manifest them to do whatever you want. I think it's easier for a lot of people to get into the mood of manifestation, and it's so much easier for them to just manifest actually that behavior that they want, which is absolutely possible. So is everyone your push out actually true? Indeed it is, but the reason why it's true is the following, in my opinion. The reason why everyone is your push out is a sentence that can be true, and at the same time having free will, it's true. It's because when we're talking about universal truth, so the truth that creator and source has, both sentences are always true. So it's true that we have free will, and it's true that everyone is your push out. But how come? I'm telling you. So basically what happens is that you have free will to choose to create your reality. And because in actuality, in spiritual truth, there is no difference in the soul between you or another person, between you and the trees, between you and everything, between you and God. In the minute that through your consciousness, not through your mind, but through your consciousness, you claim, you decrete, you choose that you want to live a certain experience, other will reflect your choice, because your choice is done through what actually free will it's all about. Free will is an act of consciousness. So you're not obliging anybody to conform. It's that other people mirror your free will. And through this mirror effect, they will conform to your reality and the reality that you have selected. The same you will do to others. Others will choose a certain, path that they want to be perceived in a certain way. They want certain outcomes, and you will conform to that. So we are all mirrors to each other. So in this sense, free will exists as well as everyone is your push out exists. So does that mean that we are mesmerizing and manipulating people to behave in different ways, and we are going to end up having robots or, spell-bound individuals? Not at all, because people still maintain their personality and still maintain their unique individual self. So for instance, if you're trying, let's say, to manifest an SP, and you're trying to manifest them to text you and to say certain things, but that it's not part of their personality, what it's going to happen most likely is that you're going to get exactly what you want. If you persist, you're going to get that conformity of behavior from their side. However, if a person is not a texter, most likely you're going to end up meeting them down the road, and they're going to tell you what you want to hear, but with their own personality and behavior. Let's let's say for instance that person is indeed a texter, then giving you a text message will be a lot easier for them. Let's say for instance that you're trying to make conform an SP, a specific person, to do something, but this person usually doesn't really act impulsively, is a heavy thinker. They will still remain a heavy thinker. You won't change that about them. So it might take some time for them to take the actions that you want them to make, but then later on down the line, with their own natural self, they will conform. So everything in consciousness happens naturally. You need to stop thinking that you are changing a person. You're not changing anyone. The only person that you are changing is yourself. And because you are changing your consciousness and you are changing yourself, other people conform to the mirror image that you give off of them. And plus, you're molding reality in this sense. And that's why free will is still something that exists. However, so you're not obliging anybody. You're not changing the personality of anybody. You are just getting what you want in the most natural way possible. People think that manifestation is like snapping your finger and in a second they're loving you and they're changing their behavior, they're changing completely their personality, or you want a car and it's falling from the sky. It doesn't happen that way. It happens in the most natural way possible. Most of the time when people, for instance, are trying to manifest specific behaviors from a specific person, either they give up because they realize that the more they work on themselves, the more they end up not resonating with that person whatsoever. So even if the person will be interested in them, they realize that they don't want them anymore. And that's okay too, because they evolve and they grow. And this person might even come back, but they just realize, that personality, that person that I've met, it's not what I thought, so you're not changing anyone. Even if they tell you and you manifest exactly what they want, if you don't like steal their personality, they won't like, you won't like them anymore. It's not the opposite. Some other times, because there is actually a connection between two people, people do manifest incredible difference of behavior, but the personality, the core personality of the person, in my humble opinion, doesn't change. It can evolve. It can become better. A person can be totally a fuckboy and then realize that they are in love with you and totally change in that sense. However, their sense of fun, their sense of quirkiness, their smile, their way of thinking, the fact that they are a texter or not a texter, that won't be affected. It won't change because it's part of who they are. So everyone is your push out because everybody conforms to what you're holding as a free will, what you are decreting and commanding from your consciousness. And what you're commanding, and I literally want to say command because that's what it is. What you command strongly in your consciousness, it's bound to find manifestation in actuality. For instance, I wanted someone to text me, and I just said it to that person. I envisioned that person in my mind, and I said, you are gonna text me. You are happy to text me. You are happy to spend time with me. You want to spend time with me. But because this person is a heavy thinker, it didn't happen in 2 days. And I was like, you know what? Doesn't matter, because that's what I do. That's my personal style of manifestation. I'm like, I know it's gonna come, but for me, it doesn't matter to obsess about it every single day. It just doesn't matter because I know it's gonna come. So I'm like, it doesn't matter, it's gonna come. And guess what? After what? 2 or 3, maximum it was the 4th day because I don't even count, I received a text message of that person saying how much he likes to spend time with me. And it was just, but the personality of this person remained the freaking same. He was saying the same old thing that he's always going to say. And sure, I believe that if I'm going to persist in wanting to change the content of the text message, I could. Because everyone is your push out. And I know that partially it's because I still think about that person in a way that reflects only that behavior. So definitely I got the text, but still I got the reflection of what I think about the person. However, I couldn't be bothered to change that because not everyone is your push out, in the sense that you won't be bothered to wanting to change everyone. You won't. It won't. You just want to change at the very least the behavior of the people that you love, the people around you, your father, your mother, your siblings, your SB, the love of your life. Like for instance, sometimes like my father does things that I don't appreciate. I feel that they are very, he doesn't care. I don't know. It's just the way he is sometimes. So sometimes I do change that version of him. I revision it in my mind, and guess what? He says exactly what I want him to hear. But not because he's a robot, but because probably I'm working on myself. And as I'm working on myself, my free will reflects theirs and they meet halfway. That's what everyone is your push out actually truly means. So you can create your own reality. You can make people conform. They will conform. If you persist, they will conform. You won't want to do it with everybody, because why would you waste your time doing it with everybody where you have so many other things to think about? And that's about it really, guys. It's up to you, and it's up to changing yourself, commanded through your consciousness, and people will conform. Because let's say that you are improving your sense of concept and you're feeling beautiful, you're feeling like the most beautiful girl or the most handsome man in the room, people will conform to that, no matter the size that you are, no matter the hair, no matter the makeup, no matter if you are without makeup. For instance, I give you the last example, then I quit this video. I always had an issue with being without makeup because I always put makeup, especially eyeliner. Then I was like, oh, I had enough of this. I'm beautiful even without makeup. Actually, people tell me all the time that I'm more beautiful without makeup. And guess what? I literally, like these days, I only went out, apart from today, I only went out without makeup. And literally I had like men staring at me all the time. I was like, I don't understand. Like I'm literally dressed in pajama without makeup. Why men are staring at me like I'm so beautiful? Because I changed my perception of myself, and everybody's your push out. People will conform. People will always conform to every change in consciousness that it's happening from within. People will conform, but don't freak out if everyone won't conform, or everyone won't conform exactly in the way that you thought about. If somebody, let's say that you want someone to watch all your stories, but this person doesn't go usually on Instagram, every time that they are on Instagram, they might always watch your stories. However, they might not do it all the time because they're just not that kind of person that goes on Instagram that often. So don't immediately jump to conclusion that because you don't have the exact behavior that you want, then you're not manifesting it. You have to take in consideration that people are not robots. Everything happens naturally. Manifestation happens in the most natural and subtle way possible. That's why it looks so real, and that's why reality looks so real. And people do conform when you do this. It's just that we think about manifestation like Harry Potter. And it's not. It happened. You have been manifesting your entire day. People have conformed to your perception every single day in the most natural way possible. And because they did conform to your negative thoughts in your head, you thought that they were real. Think about that. Every single time that you thought that you were ugly, nobody was watching you, nobody was dating you or whatnot, people did conform to that, didn't they? They did. And even when they complimented you, for you, it wasn't real. They did conform. The same happens when you do the opposite. Everyone is your push out because you, through your free will, decide the reflection that you wanted to give them back. And they do the same. I give you that super last example. The other day I was on TikTok and a girl wrote to me and she was like, I cannot believe it. I don't know how this has happened, but I've been manifesting for you to follow me. And she had like, 3 followers or something like that. I have been manifesting for you to follow me, and it did happen. I don't know why, but it did happen. It works. And I didn't even remember that I followed her on TikTok. I probably followed her by accident. I couldn't even remember. And she was so happy and she was like, I cannot believe that I've manifested you. You follow me. And because she told me that, we started talking. She's a lovely girl and said, give me your Instagram. I follow you also on Instagram. Followed her also over there. And she got what she wanted. She's kind of talking to me and I followed her. And I didn't even notice that I followed her. But she manifested me following her. Everyone is your push out. So yeah, this is what I have for you guys. I hope this video was useful to understand the concept of everyone is your push out. Remember the example of you have been always manifesting. Manifestation is natural. People have always conformed to the idea that you have of yourself. Guess what? Turn it around now. It turned into your favor. Okay, you guys, I love you and see you on the next video. Bye.